Exclusive banking partners, Kotak Mahindra Bank. May we have on stage Mr. Sanjay Grayali, Executive Vice President, NRI Banking, Payments and Remittances, to share a few words with us, please.
Sanjay, can we please have you on stage?
Yeah, thanks, Purnendu. So I was just thinking, between bankers and seafarers, what's common? And Shivam just made me realize that if my son were to come on the stage, he would exactly say what he said about his dad. So, Shivam, I think that was a very emotional moment. But I think all of us go through these, and it's not just seafarers. I think bankers have as much tougher time, willingly or unwillingly. This must be the, so between Purnendu and Anupam, this must be the 19th event that Kotak is standing up for as a partner with seafarers. And I think while there's a lot been...
Thank you.
So while there's a lot being said... so Purnendu, can I have the mic?
Sure.
Sorry. So I think while there's a lot being said about the awards, I think the amazing thing is I couldn't spot a yawn in the entire audience here. I haven't seen it before in any of the events we have stood for in the last 1.5 years. So I think the credit goes to each one of you. And if you look around, that's how things are changing. So we were discussing this with my wife, and I don't know if you know an app. I will not be the reason for the yawn. So I don't know how many of you, so there's a little tricky app. I'll tell you why I'm saying tricky. It's called a Life 360. So has anybody heard or have you downloaded it? It's a little tricky. So what the app does is, and my wife and I were trying to figure out, that how do we keep a tab on the safety of our kids, because they are out and they're into a lot of activities, sports, academics, both. So how do we keep a tab when they are out of home? And what this tab does is, so it links the together, and without actually having a conversation, I can come to know where my kids are. So obviously the decision got delayed because we had to buy handsets. But what eventually happened was that the app, my wife decided to download the app on her phone and my phone. So what it has now done is that while I'm standing here, my wife will know exactly when I'm going to leave this place. And before I even realized, my in-laws and my parents are also a part of that app. And I'm not kidding. So, but that's the future. That's what, so while there are certain privacy issues and I need to figure out how to handle those, but I think it's amazing. So I can interact without calling up my dad. My father-in-law, he needs some medical attention. I will know exactly where he is right now on my phone. I will know where my wife is, and obviously it happens vice versa. So I think that's where the future goes. So you decide how tricky it is for you. But if you look around, that's how the things are changing. We have stopped using the mobile phone for voice communication. So if you look at your battery drag on your phone, so there's an icon there, and how your phone is using your battery, 90% of the time it is used on non-voice communication. And just about 8 to 10% is used on voice communication. If you look at the biggest, and what it has done is, if you look around, the people who are the biggest retailers do not have any inventory. So that's Alibaba. The people who are the biggest taxi aggregators in the world, that's Uber, doesn't own a taxi. I don't know about your shipping industry. Does the biggest shipping company own the maximum number of ships or not? But yeah, there are banks in the Western Europe which don't have a single branch. And there are some of the biggest banks in the world with just 1 or 2 branches. So I take this opportunity to congratulate Anupam and Purnendu, because what they have done is, they have got not just the entire community of seafarers together, they have got it together not on an internet, they have got you guys together on a phone, which wherever you go, like that Life 360 app, can follow you as long as you want. So I think big cheers to Anupam and Purnendu. But I think the bigger challenge is carry on from here. It is, if you have to get together as a community, and we understand that there are a lot of professional challenges, both while you're sailing and when you're looking at jobs when you're coming back to a land job. So I think each one of you owes responsibility. If you want to make offing a success, it's not just about two people. I think it's about each one of us in this room. And I think partially we have demonstrated that. But I think it will be a long journey, and each one of you will have to contribute towards that journey, because that's the only way that the entire seafarer community gets together. And that's the only way professionally you can be helping out of it, rather than making it just a socially interactive. So 3 cheers to all of you. Just a little about the bank. Like I committed, I won't be the reason for the yawn. So it's been a very exciting journey for Kotak. We acquired the Indian operations of ING. That makes us the 4th largest private bank in India with 1,400 branches. But like I said before, that's of very little consequence. We are neck to neck with State Bank of India, with the 3rd largest market cap across public sector and private sector banks. And so the figures that I'm sharing with you are not just about how big Kotak is, but I think what we have done is we have understood where the requirement of each one of the clients comes from. With 1,400 branches at a market cap of 18 billion USD, we are almost neck to neck with State Bank of India and the 2nd biggest bank in the country. So with that, I raise a toast to all the seafarers here, and it's been a privilege to be associated with you, and wish you all the best and wish offing a wonderful success.